see all of you here today on a Saturday morning, which actually proves that you are passionate teachers, enthusiastic teachers, ready to spend your weekend, or at least part of your weekend, on your professional development, right? Okay, so before I actually start, I'd like you to fill in the forms, because at the end of my talk we're going to have a lottery with prizes connected with digital tools, by the way. So please do fill in the forms and make sure that your email addresses are clearly written, that they are legible, yeah? Because it's important, because actually one of the prizes, three of our prizes are going to be sent to your email addresses. So make sure you've written them clearly. Okay, so today we're going to talk about digital tools and how we teachers can use them to enhance learning. So let's start with who we teach today. Actually, we teach the representatives of the so-called Generation Z. Yeah, these are people who were born at the turn of the century or in the 20th century, and they have some characteristics, some typical features which we just can't ignore. So there are several terms that refer to the representatives of this Generation Z, and the majority, the overwhelming majority of our students belong to this generation, right? And so what are the characteristic features? First of all, one of the characteristics is the so-called mosaic thinking. So this refers to the way they perceive the world around them and perceive information. So how do they perceive it? They perceive it mostly visually and as a succession of unrelated visual images. So just like in a video clip, that's why, by the way, the Russian equivalent of this term is клиповое мышление. So another characteristic is they have a short attention span. So it's hard for them to focus, to concentrate on one thing for a long time. And it may be a disadvantage, however, there is an advantage. It's quite easy for them to switch from one activity to another, from one thing to another. Psychologists say that their short-term memory is developed better than their long-term memory, and therefore they usually struggle with learning poems by heart, dealing with big volumes of information, and they are tech-savvy, they are digital natives. I'm sure all of you have heard this term. Yeah, it has been popular for quite a number of years already. And if we look at all these features, all these characteristics, what implications do they have for us as teachers of English? So make sure that you present information visually, that you use a lot of visuals. Don't give your students long texts, like one-page long texts. Break information into small chunks. Yeah. Provide variety, a variety of activities to avoid monotony. And of course, use digital tools, because the representatives of this Generation Z are digital natives. So as for digital tools, they actually appeal to today's learners who are tech-savvy and represent this Generation Z. So using digital tools motivates them, keeps them engaged, and facilitates learning. Why? because it provides a digital environment, because this environment is comfortable for them. Yeah, in just their everyday life, they are used to holding a gadget, yeah, in their hands all the time, and being in this digital environment. So they feel comfortable. Because digital tools provide instant feedback, so they can see the result of their action, even a small one, immediately. And learning can be measured, so progress is clearly seen. Because digital tools employ infographics, video, audio, and animation, and these are great visuals, and we've just said that they perceive information visually mostly. Digital tools individualize learning, yeah, because we can assign individual tasks to each of our learners without spending lots of time on finding these tasks, preparing them, and then checking them. And digital tools encourage independent learning, which is really vital today in the age of the so-called lifelong learning. Yeah? So students have to know how to work on their own. And digital tools create a relevant connection between learning in the classroom and real life outside the classroom. And this connection is really very necessary, because any kind of teaching and learning a foreign language or being in a non-English speaking country is kind of artificial. Yeah? So the closer it is to real life, the better. And which is also very important for teachers, for us, because we're always very, very busy. Digital tools save our time and energy. Now, as for the digital tools that today we have at our disposals, they are quite familiar to all of you. I'm not going to talk a lot about them. Just let's go over them very, very quickly. So one of the tools is interactive whiteboards, which are mostly used as classroom presentation tools. So they enable teachers to show students presentations, interactive presentations on a big screen, and thus deliver the so-called heads-up lessons when everyone's attention is being grabbed, when everyone is participating even in large classes. E-books, e-dictionaries, and e-tests, or online tests. And by the way, speaking about e-books, it's very important just to remember that once you buy an e-book, it doesn't expire, yeah? It's always with you, just like a paper book. You can use it on any device, on a computer, on a smartphone or tablet, and everything is synchronized automatically. Yeah? And you can use it offline, so no internet connection is required. There are built-in tools which allow us to do everything we do with a paper book, yeah? So we can do the same things with an e-book. Like there are bookmarks, there are audio and text notes, highlighters, pens, yeah? So we can make notes, highlight something, do whatever we want. And it is convenient. LMS, learning management systems, I'm going to talk a bit more about them in a few seconds. And mobile apps, educational mobile apps. So as for the so-called LMS, which actually refers to learning management systems, and I'm sure that all of you know that it's a software application for the administration, documentation, tracking, reporting, and delivery of educational courses. And they have a lot of useful features that support and facilitate both teaching and learning. So almost, or perhaps even I would say that all learning management systems have these features today. So you can control content, move some modules or units within a module, hide or reveal a unit, a module, or an activity if for some reason you're not satisfied perhaps with the sequence of units or modules. You can create your own content because you can upload documents, presentations, files, create tests, and all sorts of tasks. Most teachers are creative people, yeah, and they like to find something and combine activities from various sources, create their own activities or tests, design tests, and so on. So learning management systems enable teachers to do all these things. An important function is assigning and managing homework. Teachers can assign individual homework to each of the students in a group. They can set deadlines, restrictions if necessary. Learning management systems are good for collaborative learning because such things as group discussions, chats, messages make it possible to do some project work. Yeah? Students can collaborate and interact, and teachers can differentiate learning, as I've said, which appeals to students of different levels of language proficiency and students with different learning needs. And it's easy to track and monitor students' progress because there are grade books and reports which show students' progress. They can show you both each student's individual progress and the progress of the whole group, problem areas, and so on. So learning management systems, which are actually the basis of any online courses or online components of courses, have obvious benefits for students because they are flexible, because they provide instant feedback, they enable students to collaborate, and motivate students because students see immediate feedback and see their progress. As for teachers, teachers can customize teaching content and even, as we've said, upload their own tests or activities. There's less administrative burden because all the progress is tracked automatically and can easily be monitored. As for mobile apps, actually it's the so-called learning on the go. Whenever our students have some free time, yeah? It's the so-called edutainment, so entertainment designed for educational purposes, because almost all mobile apps have features which are very similar to games. Yeah, there are systems of score. Yeah, there are various levels. Students can just pass climbing up. Yeah, there's some competition, winning some prizes, rewards, and so on. And they provide extra language practice when students have free time. So as for online tests, here you can see the tests. Oxford University Press offers you online tests. I mean, there are placement tests which are computer adapted, so the level of difficulty of each question depends on how correct the answer to the previous question was. And that's why the results are very, very accurate, so they're measured very, very accurately. And practice tests. Practice tests are designed to prepare for international exams, Cambridge exams. And there is a test mode and a practice mode. So Reload offers you standardized English language tests, the so-called CELT. So please visit our website celt.reload.ru, and there you can actually see the demo tests. Please look at the quote by an English language teacher and methodologist. Whatever technology you use in class, always remember it's not the technology itself that enhances a lesson, but what you do with it. So how you use it. And there's a concept of blended learning, which is familiar to all of you, because it's not a new concept. And the question is today how to blend, and a newer concept is the so-called flipped classroom. Thank you. So the so-called flipped classroom, it's called flipped because we reverse the traditional model. Yeah, in the traditional model we present new material in class, then students practice it in home. Using this model, flipped classroom, we blend learning in a different way. So the material is presented and practiced before the lesson, typically online, with the help of the digital tools we've just mentioned. The presentation and practice stages go online. As for practice, so these are drills and controlled practice activities. And what is done in the classroom, face-to-face production, so all the activities aimed at practicing reading, listening, speaking and writing, all sorts of collaborative activities, and clarification of some difficult points. So here you can see some problems which most teachers actually have to face while introducing this model. So a lot of students are not ready for independent learning. Therefore, the model has to be introduced by degrees, gradually, little by little. Students don't do their homework. They don't work using these digital tools at home online. So to solve this problem, give them manageable tasks, check their homework, and use collaborative activities where they are responsible for the result of the work of the whole group. And some teachers say students can't learn the new material on their own. So select the material carefully. Not all the material can be presented and practiced online, without the teacher's help. So make sure that you select the material carefully and provide support to your students, both online, because there are messages and chats, and in the classroom. So the benefits of the flipped classroom are quite obvious. The most perhaps important benefit is maximizing classroom time, because we can use face-to-face communication in the classroom better. We don't have to spend lots of time on drilling in the classroom. We use the valuable classroom time for production. This model changes dynamics and refocuses the class, and the teacher can monitor what students are doing outside the classroom, and the teacher can see how they are performing and identify their strengths and weaknesses. So, to sum it up, we can we can't do without digital tools today, because they are part and parcel of our daily lives. But while using them, make sure that their use is justified, that you are using them for a purpose and not just for the sake of using them, that they really support and facilitate learning and teaching. And as for the ways of supporting and facilitating learning and teaching, I've mentioned most of them. and try to keep the right balance between traditional face-to-face learning and teaching and using digital tools. Okay, if you are interested in the digital tools and resources offered by Oxford University Press, please go to elt.oup.com, catalog, multimedia and digital. Whoops. And by the way, if you go to elt.oup.com, then catalog, multimedia and digital, and click on Learn Online with Oxford, you'll see all the online courses, which are both extra components of traditional courses and online courses. And you can actually try the demo versions of some of them. So, sorry you can't see it on the slide, but anyway, elt.oup.com, multimedia and digital, Learn Online with Oxford. And our prizes today, yeah, by the way, which were promised just a second at the beginning of my talk. The prizes are an access to an online course by Oxford University Press, Oxford Online Skills Program. Oxford Online Skills Program. So today's 3 winners will get access codes and of course instructions with all the steps you have to go through in order to activate these codes and all the conditions and things like that. And you'll be able to use, to see how all these digital tools work yourselves. Oxford Online Skills Program. And meanwhile, I do apologize for some problems, because unfortunately we can't see the final slides, but still. So, questions. So, meanwhile, I'm ready to answer your questions if you have any.
Which mobile apps would you personally recommend for using for students? Maybe you have your favorite ones. What mobile apps would you personally recommend for our students' usage? Maybe you have your favorite ones.
So as for me personally, I like Oxford Grammar and Vocabulary app. It's a grammar and vocabulary trainer. So it's perfect for extra grammar and vocabulary practice. Students are really fond of it. And actually, grammar is something that needs constant practice. The more the better. So why not use your free time when you're on the go, when you're on a bus, say, or waiting for a friend, or something, just to practice grammar and vocabulary. So grammar and vocabulary trainer. And one more thing is a pronunciation app. So you can also see details about it on Oxford University Press website, oup.elt.com. So this app enables students to compare the way they have pronounced a phrase, with the correct model, and they see all the differences, all the imperfections. So it becomes obvious. So you can record, your own pronunciation, and you can compare it with the ideal model and see how close you are to the desired RP.
Thank you, Anastasiya.
One more question.
Yes, we have a quick minute for one last question. All right?
Mm-hmm.
The question is, What online dictionaries would you recommend to use with young learners and teenagers?
As for young learners, Oxford University Press has a great dictionary, Oxford Picture Dictionary. It's really great, and by the way, I don't know if you have our catalogs. If you do, you can actually read some details and more information about this dictionary and all sorts of course books for young learners, and lots of other resources and lots of stuff for young learners. This one, just can I borrow it for a second? I mean, this catalog, if you don't have it, so we'll be more than happy to give you one. And here there's there are several pages, with all sorts of dictionaries, and all of them are really high quality and really, really good. And there is information about today almost all paper dictionaries have online versions, so no problem. So here you can find everything about these dictionaries. Okay, thank you. And so just a second before we finish, the winners, who will get access to Oxford Online Skills Program. And program, is written like this by Oxford, although it's an American, way of spelling the word, but it is really so. So, who are these three winners? The first winner is Valeyeva Daria Andreevna. So, is Daria Andreevna here? Congratulations. So, after the weekend, so say on Monday or Tuesday, you'll get the access code, I think you've written your email address, haven't you? Okay. With all the instructions. Okay. So the second winner is Balakina Tatiana Viktorovna. Congratulations. Is your email address there?
Yeah.
Great. And one more winner is Vadova Ksenia Sergeyevna. Great. So, congratulations to all the winners. By the way, I'm not sure about the first letter of your email address. Just a second.
I wasn't sure of that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Good luck to you, and enjoy the rest of today's conference.